What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Captain Price with Captain Price Reacts, and today we gonna be watching Jubilee Should I Come Out to My Wife. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and let's go get into this video. Let's see what Jubilee has to talk about today.
I love my wife, but I'm gay.
What the
Should I come out now? Yes or no?
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
My wife is the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay, so I'm not sure how to approach it, or even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make?
Bella,
This
go
is the
sit
dilemma.
down, baby.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
I knew before I got married.
How did you meet your partner?
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends.
What the fuck am I
and
watching?
it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion,
What am I watching?
in terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
So religion is a big cornerstone of your guys' relationship?
We both grew up in the same religious community, so we both grew up with the same values and the same social guidelines. So yes.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
No, she doesn't.
What was the main reason as to why you went to the yes side?
I have a few family members in the LGBTQ plus community. I know all their experiences coming out have been positive, at least in the long run. I really thought to myself about him coming here, wanting to, share his truth and, speak to us about it. I knew that it's about time. It's starting to boil over and he needs to come out.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though...
Bro, what am I watching? Undercover, bro? I was just having a conversation with somebody about this earlier.
you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me and that I could become straight.
What are your intentions in life? And how do you want to feel about your life?
He should be ashamed of himself.
I want to be truthful,
No offense.
but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me.
Be honest.
I'm a very honest person.
Why?
I don't lie.
You cheating on your wife
So the
with a
fact
man.
that I'm basically living a lie right now. It gives me a lot of anxiety and depression. But
Bro, that's
I
different type.
know
That's
if
a
I came out
whole
suddenly,
level
it
different
would
of cheating.
devastate her.
The thing is, I'm bisexual.
I can see they was married
I
and they
would
both
have
knew,
never
but they
said
ain't went.
anything if I ended up falling in love with a man and everything worked out. And I fell
She's
in love
scared
with
now.
a
She
woman,
probably married.
and I didn't want to hide anymore.
Oh,
Being
shit.
your authentic self is my principle.
So is there an expected fallout that extends beyond just the relationship of you and your wife? Like, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely lose my family, my friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would
You
have
could
nothing
get the
to
wife and
support.
kids, maybe. What you
Are we
going?
the only
So
people
you going
who
over
know,
there?
about this?
You going over there
I've never
sleeping
told
with
her.
him, then coming to her? That's worse.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch
Just be
to the
honest.
other side if you want.
Like, what the fuck? Is he sketchy? Man, you fucking go like that. Like that.
He was explaining what's at stake.
What I feel what he should do, to be honest, no offense, the church, it ain't the church business. But come out to your wife. You get what I'm saying? It ain't the church business. If she makes it the church business, that's wild. At the end of the day, I know you're very tied into the church, but don't make that the church business. That's you and your wife business. Y'all break up, marriage, all that blah, blah, blah. You gotta deeply explain to her the reason why. Like, yeah, I didn't want my family woo. Or, you know, you just be like, yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, I'm gay. First of all, you shouldn't have even married her. She should have knew from the jump, for she didn't know what she needed to do.
If he
Fuck with a
comes
nigga
out
like me.
immediately, because of that, the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know what? He's going to be losing literally everything because of this. So I feel like he needs to have some sort of plan in motion first.
The reason I said no, I'm bisexual, same as you. It took me a
Facts.
cool minute to kind of come to terms with that. So it's
He's
like,
not
I look more
bisexual,
at
he
like, am I
is gay.
safe? If you do, gone. You
Reason
lose a lot
being
of
is
things that you
because
built up on this
He
foundation.
she's basically a
Have
cover
you at all
up.
considered
It's 100%
reaching out
cover up.
to
And he's
therapy or
saying
some
that.
sort of
That's not
counseling to help you
bisexual,
through
it's a
this
cover up.
process?
It's different.
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling. I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
Oh, he just.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship
That's
with
messed
God?
up. He done like is in a tough
has there
spot.
been moments where you've personally experienced him guide you?
Yeah, I would say, faith has been a deciding factor in all things that I do in my life, and that I don't follow God blindly. I've felt him work in my life before. So for me, it's a real relationship that I have, and it's the most important relationship I have. God goes before everything else.
Faith is just a huge factor for my truth. To me, that's what I resonated the most. So I wanted to be that representation of like, hey, if you just go in with blind faith, it could still work out.
If you show who you really are to somebody, to anybody, they're gonna show you who they are, like 100% of the time. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person that you really are, then that's not a healthy situation to be in. And I
Facts.
think you
Facts.
should
He's preaching
around
facts.
today.
I'm bisexual. It took me a cool minute. One of my, I'm not gonna name names, I'll say a family member, told my parents. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It was like, am I gonna get kicked out? I'm gonna stay here. Are they upset with me? It was very much like, okay, whatever, I don't wanna talk to you right now. And it's like, I know coming out, like everyone's like, do it, it's great. You'll feel better. But for me, coming out it made me feel worse. So I'm like, I live my truth, but it didn't make me feel the way I wanted to feel.
I believe that everybody should live their truth. You're not emotionally responsible for anybody. You don't owe anybody your life. You be you, and they'll figure out how to be them.
I think it's different, like you're saying, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, but it is, I know the guilt that I would feel as like a husband to be hiding something from my wife is like horrible.
Yeah, because like, let's also not forget that they are married. They have vows.
Yeah.
And part of
There's a
those
lot
vows
attached
is
to
to
that.
tell the truth. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because you're taking away another person's ability to live in reality, and that's wrong.
I do want to point out that I'm not necessarily saying that he should wait like years to come out. I'm just saying maybe
no,
take
don't do
just like a couple months. Like I would say go to counseling, go to therapy, figure out who you are, and who you are even without the church and without your wife and without all of that stuff. Once you
It is 2022. She might like it. Might not think it, but she might like it. She might, it's some kinky women out here that like stuff like that. She might like that. You never know. After this, I was him put everything that they're saying together. Well, you got to tell her at the end of the day, you're going to have to tell her. Put everything they saying together. The pros and the cons. Go with the dude he messing with already know what's going on. So y'all talk about it. And he gonna help you. You get what I'm saying? He gonna help you. So you're gonna find out the pros and cons. You'll find out what you need to do, how you gonna go about it, how you don't make her feel uncomfortable, because she surely is gonna feel uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, you should have came like, you knew from the beginning, you should just see how she said, hey,
all that out, then you can start going through that process of
This
how
is
am I going to
amazing.
come out.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I
kinda
think
different
he
right
should-
here.
I think the focus
it
should
caught me off guard
be
at first,
more
but this
like
is, I kind of like
him
this.
just
This is a good
finding
example.
himself.
Like, you wanna examine
like
something,
all
that's a
that
good way.
planning, like where's he gonna go and all that stuff. Yeah, those are tough questions, but it doesn't have to be answered right now because, it takes baby steps.
Right.
2022 has now.
Coming out is not ripping off a Band-Aid. it comes with so much anxiety. It comes with so much fallbacks depending on who you are, where your community is aligned, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't just be ripped off, because even ripping off Band-Aids hurt. You know what I mean? It's not a painless process just because it's quick. And people really need to understand that.
He right. See, that's a good pro.
Was there anything in the discussion that caught your attention in some way?
I think when they were mentioning when you come out, like right now, that person will show their true colors to me. That resonated with me because that is true. The other issue that was brought up was the point of counseling and kind of preparing myself. I feel like that could be beneficial.
I think there was too much discussion of what's step 10, what's step 7, what do we do like 3 stages from now?
Yeah, I think that's what he's getting at. I think what he needs from us is comfort.
Like ultimately, at the end of the day, people are going to be people, and you can't predict how someone's going to react.
Right.
Also, I've met people who've been in a dangerous situation because they came out.
So the biggest concern
My
is his
community.
safety.
That's true too.
So one thing we talked about was not necessarily needing a plan because your dilemma isn't coming out to the world right now, but it's coming out to your wife, like your partner.
Facts.
And just as a married man of faith, you said your wife grew up in the church with you and you grew up in the church, and so your wife possesses those fruits of the Spirit that are like patience and kindness. And I think those attributes, like you said, it sounds like are in her. And so she would be loving and kind and patient with you.
One of the things I want to just encourage you on is that you've been in a vulnerable position before where you had to put your whole trust in God and he came through. So I just encourage you to sometimes be okay with taking just the first step forward, and everything else you could figure out along the way.
So I first want to be clear that yes, you should come out, but you should definitely wait and give it a little bit more time. Because we're worried about your safety, number one.
Go ahead,
The other thing
Cynthia.
too is
She got
that
your
you
back.
need resources and you need time to get those resources. Like I said, like these divorce processes and everything, they don't take a week. And then it's all about your community, right? Personally, me and my family is super religious, so I very much understand where you're coming from about investing so much time in your community and the sense of loss that comes with it. But you have to understand that you'll be fine, your relationship with God will be fine, but this is a very tough decision that is more than that.
Jacob, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like I got a lot of just helpful words that have helped me kind of put together an idea of what I want to do going forward.
Have you made a decision in your mind right now?
Yeah, I think I have.
What if he just came out and just, what's up with the beard? A few weeks later.
Yeah, so upon getting home, I told my wife that I wanted to do counseling. And we've been meeting with a wonderful counselor, and she has just been able to give us a lot of tools to work with. We meet one-on-one, so I get a chance to be very open with her about how I feel. So I think within the next few months, definitely, I'll be ready to fully come out and just prepare myself and my wife for that. I feel like the weight's been lifted a bit. I still have a journey to go through, and it's going to be hard either way, but I feel a bit of closure in the sense that I know what I want to do now. Well, I do believe that it's a decision to be made faithfully through God. I also think that it should be a decision that's made with the help of a counselor. I think that it's only fair to my wife that when I come out, I do it in a way that's not only safe for me, but safe for her, and to make sure that I have the resources I need in case something does go wrong.
This is big. It basically sounds like a family tournament to that.
Open up to about this, so it was.
I I know that if you hit that wall of just like, I don't feel like no one's gonna support me, no one has my back, know that we have your back. You know, in spirit, from the distance, like you have people who believe in you and who's gonna support you, you know, who want you to be happy, and you deserve that.
Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on notifications.